Hey guys, so in this video I want to talk to you about watches, labeling them, and as well as your character selection. So let's get into this. Right, so where do you get your watches? If you go into your inventory, you'll see that your first character will have a starter watch with the bare minimum of attributes. So to get better watches, you need to either farm dungeons, or you will note a lot of the times in this water tower town, a lot of people keep on dropping watches that you can just pick up. The problem, however, of this is it tends to be a lot more higher leveled watches that you might not be able to use, like in this case. But they get dropped a lot here. You can see there's two already, there's another one. But like I say, legendary, not usable for me at this stage or whatever. So that's the two main ways of getting watches. So you start off with a starter watch, which has got the bare minimum of attributes. You need to get rid of that as soon as possible, as the next level watch gives you a lot more attributes and maybe some more skill trees. Also, the first thing you need to do if you get a new one, make sure any bags that you do own, you do not destroy them with any or drop them with any of your watches that you're not going to use anymore. The very first thing that you need to understand about watches is that every watch represents a character. So you're not creating a character in the traditional sense of creating characters. You're getting watches, and that is your new character. If you feel like playing with a different character, you will be swapping out your watches and you thereby playing as the new character. So in this case, you'll see I've got my fixer watch here. So this is my character, and this is another fixer watch, a different level or rarity, which is legacy. If I were to swap to this one now, it'll be actually a new character. So keep that in mind. Even if you stay within the same class, it's a new character. All your skills get reset to 0 and you start from scratch again. Now remember, the level of the watch and your character level is two different levels though. You can rename all your watches for you to better keep track of which watch is which one. So you can just click on the pencil on top and then rename that. You can also go into change timeline, and then it'll list your watches here. Same story, can just on the pencil and rename it. On the right hand side, it'll show you all the attributes of that specific watch and all its abilities. If we were to go into abilities, another thing here to note is it will only give you access to swapping a character that is not in a bag. So if we were to look at the warrior for argument's sake, there's the watch there in the main bag. If you go to change timeline, you will note it is available for change. However, if I take this and I put it in a bag, go to change timeline again, you will note it is not there anymore. And by the way, changing the timeline is basically changing your character. So let's just put this back into having it available. So when you've got watches, every watch has got its own XP. In this case, you will note the XP of this watch and the character levels, XP or the character level. So the watch is level 21 and my character is level 21. all the attributes, all the armor, weapons, skills, XP, you name it, is bound to this specific watch. If I were to change to another watch, it will all reset to 0. But what I want to do, I just want to move some of the stuff into this bag so it doesn't bother us in there, and that we've got to make sure that we've got enough space here to get everything we need. And the reason why I'm doing this is bags is not shared across characters or watches. However, the main inventory on top is shared between all watches. So whatever is in this main section can be transferred over to your new watch. So if you've got armor or anything you want to transfer over, you can do that. But most of the time you will need to get starter armor. So to change to a new watch, you will go to change timeline and then select the warrior in this case, and as soon as we do that, you'll note he does not have any armor, and nothing in the bags also show up here. Now you either need to buy armor from the vendor there at the bottom, or you can just run around, just go around the town upwards towards this forest. Just getting to run there. And the warrior is right at the end there. He's warrior. So we'll talk to him, and as you can see, he has given me everything I need. And there you go. My warrior is basically outfitted in a basic format. You'll also note I got a starter town watch, and you can just destroy that if you've already had one, but it also shows you that you can, even without a starter watch, create a new character. So if we were to look at this, you will note I do not have a shadow blade. We've got this. I can go here and ask for, there you go, and all the basic gear and a starter watch for the shadow blade. You will note the XP of the warrior one or any new watch. Here you will see XP 0, level 0, and my character stays level 21. As I said before, just keep on dropping these uncommon or common watches. Okay, so like I said earlier, if we want to change then to the shadow blade, you can do that. Go to the inventory of the shadow blade and then just get in there stuff. Another thing to know is you can drop or destroy stuff. To drop a watch is you just take it and put it here to the bottom and drop it. However, starter watches and armor you cannot drop. You will need to destroy them by selecting the trash, press J and enter. I want to go back to my main character, swap to the level 21 or fixer, and then there we go. All good. Alright, so there's some other things you need to know about the watch. Firstly, by getting new watches, every watch has got a condition to them. In this case, I had to be at least rank 10. That is character rank. You can see that right at the bottom, the requirements, to be able to use this watch. So make sure when you pick up watches, you can use them. So if we look at the other watches I've got here, this one is also requirement level 10, but this one is required of level 30. So sometimes I feel it's not worth holding onto a watch for that long period. To get to that 10 extra levels, I will definitely pick up a lot more watches. So I will rather destroy this watch than try and keep this, since space is an issue. You will also note that every watch has got gear slots. These gear slots can be from 1 to 4, I think, if I can remember correctly. And this is used to sort of upgrade your watch, and we'll do that now. Other thing also to look at is the tier 1 to 4 or tier 5. Every tier has got better stats and abilities. Now let's look at the skill trees. So you will note that you've got skill trees associated with every watch. So this is the skill tree of this specific watch. So there is a basic skill tree for everything. However, as soon as you start going and upgrading and getting better watches, that skill tree gets extra or new abilities. So let's show you this. If you look at this one, you'll see there's fixer abilities 25, abilities unlocked, and stats is 6 abilities unlocked. As you can see, 3, 6, and then all these ones, all part of the watch abilities. If we were to look at, let's say, this watch that's not unlocked for me yet, you'll see there's 2 more skill trees available that's currently not there. And if we were to look at the legendary, also tier 2, there's a critical subtree. So let's have a look at what that looks like. Make sure that we see this is the current skill tree. If we were to change the watch, okay, so you'll note everything's 0 again. However, look at the skill tree. You will need now see this critical skill tree has been unlocked, because this is now an extra skill tree that the other watch does not possess. You see, critical subtree, 3 abilities unlocked, skill tree, go to the critical subtree, and you'll see the 3 abilities that has been unlocked, and you can now spec points into them. Let's change back to my main. And now the same applies to the gears. Once again, you will note just the basic skill tree. But now we've got 4 here, that's 4 gears that can improve this watch. So the first one gives us a defense subtree with 9 abilities. So let's add that. And there you will see. Now my watch has got these 9 abilities with them as well. We can go even further. So this one, we've got the mind subtree, we've got the defensive, it's rare. So if we add that, and there you will see even more abilities and stuff available for you to unlock in your skill tree. So yeah, you can play around with it, get abilities that you feel suits your playstyle, but it's all totally up to you. And there you go. So that is how you do the gear then. Let's talk about leveling your watch or your character. So the fastest way currently, in my opinion, is joining dungeons with higher grouped people. At least 6 people, more enemies spawn, more to kill, more XP. The problem sometimes with that comes in, you have to stay with that group that runs ahead to get or to maximize your earning or XP gain. The other problem is you don't then always get armor dropped for your level that you can use. So there's a fine line between doing a dungeon to try and get armor that you can use or weapons, opposed to going through a group and that's willing to level you or help you level, which is quite difficult because a lot of people, as soon as they see you a low level, they don't want to help you. The other thing also is you could always use your main character, and in the dungeon you have certain points where you can swap out to other watches. Doing it all by yourself is not worth it, in my opinion. So yeah, the best I think is just do dungeons, 6 group people, and at a level that's more based on your watch, I would say. Maybe do 1 or 2 runs with extremely high level if you've got friends that can help you with that. Otherwise, just do the levels that you can. That is my basic video or basic information regarding the watches. Let me know if you got other tips and tricks that you would like to share, and thank you for watching. Like and subscribe.